Unit 10, pitch, 24th September 2018.
Christopher.
Elise Lee.
Chloe Painter.
Hi everyone and welcome to our pitch of Saturday Night In. I hope you enjoy. So for the inspirations for our show, we looked at Saturday Night Takeaway and Celebrity Juice, mainly because in Saturday Night Takeaway we liked the way that Ant and Dec obviously involve the audience, chat to them. Sometimes the audience are the guests and we kind of like things like that. With Celebrity Juice we liked the game show element and the fact that how they sit, but then also sometimes they do get up and walk around, and we liked that basically. And also for Ant and Dec we liked, they have the end of the show because we're planning to have a music performance if we can, so we liked that.
So for the synopsis of our show, everyone's favourite game show is celebrating Halloween. Join the presenters for an hour of games, entertainment, music and more. Play along with traditional mini-games such as pumpkin carving and bobbing for apples, and even our own original mini-game. It's something that will bring the whole family together.
So for the format, game shows are really popular amongst families. So the idea of the show is the family can sit down together and watch the show with different generations. So either just the parents and the children, or maybe like grandparents as well, or maybe bringing a couple of families together to watch the show. Social media elements we use for those who are younger, so for the younger audience, maybe sort of aged around like 13 to 18, maybe a little bit older, so they can get involved. And from what our survey said is people would enter a competition if it was free, and that will also be done on social media, so everyone could be involved. And we would advertise the show on all forms of media. So, for example, we'd advertise in the newspapers to target the older people, radio to target people who are like driving to work and things like that, and of course social media as well.
So for our scheduling time, the show starts at 7:30 and then finishes at 8:30, so it has a running time of an hour, but we have to exclude 50 minutes of adverts, so we have 45 minutes of content. It's before Watershed, so it adds the element of family friendly, suitable for all ages, and this scheduling time follows pretty much every ITV show. For our running order, so the first 10 minutes the presenters will welcome everyone to the show, and there will be a mini segment for them which will be presenter v presenter. This will also be Halloween themed along with everything else. Then the presenters will say what's coming up on the show. Then we're going to 5 minutes of adverts. Then it will be 20 minutes, which will be the biggest segment. This will feature 2 mini games where we'll get people from the audience to take part in those mini games to compete for prizes. Then another 5 minutes of adverts. Then we'll have 10 minutes, which will be the final mini game, and then we'll have a hashtag on Twitter, where people can recreate the games at home. So then the presenters will go through some of those that come in, and then the presenters will introduce their special guests. We'll then have a final 5 minutes of adverts, and then there'll be a live performance from special guests, and the presenters will say their goodbyes.
Oh, thanks. Our audience profile is very similar to, say, Saturday Night Takeaway, as it's, because of the times Chloe mentioned, it's family friendly. So our primary target audience is 45 to 55 couples with children. So again, family friendly, as the children will be most likely watching with them. Our secondary audience is more couples who are that little bit younger, maybe have children that might be too young to kind of understand what's going on, so maybe like 2 or 3, who are just starting to settle down in their life. And then for our tertiary audience, which isn't there, is kind of people our age, so more like 12 to 18, who just might be in on a Saturday night and just watching it, hence the kind of social media thing that we're trying to include, because we feel that that will really work for us, so it engages a wider audience and everyone can get involved.
And they fit in the same mosaic group as the primary audience, because that's the children of them. So audience needs and channel values. It's going to be family friendly, so it's going to be no swearing or inappropriate games. So although we have talked about like Celebrity Juice, the things that we wanted from there are more like the interaction, well not necessarily the interaction, but like how the show is done, how it's laid out, and especially, as you'll see in the mood board at the minute, the like Halloween design and how they did it. Humour will be through the presenters' twist on the script, so then they can bring across their own personality. And what I've got 3 there, that's for like the games. We're going to do like apple bobbing, So at the beginning of the show we'll say that, so then the audience can, if they've got like younger children who want to do that, they can do it at the same time as we do it, and because like everyone's going to have apples and water in the house.
For our set design, as we've mentioned before, we have taken inspiration from Celebrity Juice. As I said, in the way that they sit with the panels, but also do get up and move around the TV studio and bits like that. Also, because they always have a Halloween theme, like what we're planning to do, this is just photos of them. They all get dressed up and all bits like that, so they really get involved, which is what we want to bring to our show.
So for props, costumes and budget, the presenters will dress up in Halloween costumes, and the whole set will be decorated, as we just said. We'll need pumpkins for the pumpkin carving, apples, and for the apple bobbing, a bucket for the apple bobbing, and the fruit is for a game where we will blindfold people and we'll tell them a ghost story, and then, for example, they'll have to like put their hand in a bucket of peeled grapes and I have to guess what body part that might be, so that would be eyes, for example. And all the Halloween decorations we will source from if we've got them around, or from work or Poundland, whatever. Everything's going to be cheap.
So, the presenters. We would like 2, male and female, who have like a good relationship, dynamic, bits like that. So they make the show flow, as Chris said. They kind of make their own twist on the script, so then they can bring through their personalities and their humour and bits like that. And we want them to kind of support each other through the show. So if something goes wrong for whatever reason, you've always got somebody else there. Or say if someone loses their voice or something, we've always got a backup. So then it engages the viewers, and the viewers would build a relationship with the presenters, so then they would continue to tune in.
So the shows we've looked at are Celebrity Juice and Anstec Saturday Night Takeaway, different shows like that, and they've all got a big audience. So obviously our audience won't be that big, but we like the audience interaction, especially how Anstec have people in the audience participating in the shows. So obviously we'll have the audience games. The audience members that are going to do the games will be prepped on the games, so we know that they're going to not rebel and not do anything, but they'll actually take part and, you know, kind of know what's happening. Contingency plan, if one of the microphones goes, the other presenter will just step in, because we'll rehearse the show quite a lot. The presenters will know what's happening, be able to jump in. All equipment will be tested before going live with the rehearsals and everything. And each member of the cast and crew will have scripts, so if anything goes wrong and no one knows what's happening next, someone around should. And if one of the contestants is ill, one of the crew will have to jump in, or we can get another audience member to participate. Any questions?
Thank you guys, well done. Okay, really clear idea. I can visualise exactly what you're preparing and you're running order. I like the Halloween feel, I think that's a really good idea, and I think that as you identified, it'll be really easy to dress the set, and I think you'll be able to get a really cool looking set with really simple budget or small budget. Good awareness of target audience. I have a little issue with the name, if I'm honest, because I feel like it sounds a bit generic. I feel like it's very Saturday Night Takeaway with take up takeaway, and another word for takeaway is let's stay in. I feel that could be tweaked. I think also the fact that I know this is a Halloween version of the bigger show, that maybe it could be somewhere Halloween in the show, like the Halloween edition or something like that. Like, I don't know, I think the name is a little bit lazy, if I could say that. Yeah. You mentioned social media elements, so what would happen in the show for the audience to be engaged in social media? And my second question linked to that is, would that be pre-scripted or would that be live?
I would say that it would be live, and I would kind of say that it's going to be, say we said about the apple bobbing, we could have, the competition could be send in videos of you apple bobbing and we can pick the winner, or bits like that, or send in your best Halloween selfie, whatever it may be. To be honest, we haven't really spoken about it much, we just kind of knew what we wanted.
Yeah, so the reason I asked is because last year they had an element like this, so they're like, hit us up on Instagram or whatever, and then because of so many rehearsals, they ran out of things to say and then ended up like using each other's names, it all got a little bit awkward. So if it's going to be pre-scripted, I just think you need a couple of versions, if that makes sense, so it sounds more natural. But if you're going to have bits like send us in your pictures of your Halloween, is that not something that could be done in pre-production to actually get those pictures ready, and then during the running order, the director would then say cut to picture 1, cut to picture 2, cut to picture 3, then we go back live in the TV studio. But in the edit, we can put those pictures in. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So could that be something that you prepare in pre-production
Yeah.
to make it a bit more realistic?
Yeah.
Otherwise there'll be lots of send in your pictures. Oh yeah, Mary in Colchester has sent her picture in, and that's the end of it. Yeah. I can't. Oh yeah, what's going to happen in the presenter versus presenter section?
It's either going to be another kind of mini game, preferably Halloween based, or maybe like some sort of Halloween trivia, something that
won't take too long.
yeah, you know, like how many pumpkins were bought in the UK last year, and you just have to get the closest number.
Yeah.
So something like that. Just
Yeah.
Easy trivia.
A bit like Ant and Dec head to head, but so will it be a thing that I watch too much Saturday Night TV, don't I? Will it be a thing like an ongoing battle? Will this just be a Halloween edition? We're starting from scratch.
I'd say, like, obviously our show has been going for ages. It's something that we do all the time.
Yeah.
But this is just a Halloween edition to
Okay.
go along with the Halloween.
So again, you might need a graphic screen to show the presenters who's in the lead, or a table,
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah.
It would further show that like the dynamics between them, how like, kind of like they've been friends for years.
Yeah. And again, in terms of scripting, if you decide it to be a questions, you need more than enough questions. Otherwise, you begin to answer the question, it's so obvious that they know the answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Questions from the floor?
Yeah.
In that presenter versus presenter thing, is it just going to be you two and like questions on the board, or will there be another person coming in?
Ooh.
Good question, because how are you going to be head to head?
That's true.
Unless you're asking each other the questions.
That's true. Actually, we haven't really thought of that. Thank you for that.
But it could be a game where they go head to head
Yeah.
to do something as well.
Oh yeah, or it literally could be like heads up kind of thing, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, on the
On the iPad.
phone, yeah.
Yeah. Constantine?
Audience, you can have a live audience, or
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're planning to.
And where are you going to get that audience from?
They will be the Tracy said they'll be the year ones who she's going to make and stay watch the show.
I think you're referring to level 2s. I'd never make my year one stay
Level-
and watch
level
any show.
two-
No,
level
I'm
two
very
year
joking.
ones.
Yeah, okay, good. Any more questions? No? Good, well done.